Good evening and thank you for tuning into this video. So far this week we have been working on solving inequalities. Tonight we are going to work on translating sentences into inequalities. So if you look, all these examples, we're going to translate the following sentences into inequalities. We're not going to solve the inequalities. I just want you to learn how to take the sentence and then write an inequality that matches that sentence. That's all we're going to practice tonight. So let's look at the first example. Twice the number x is no more than 6. When I get a sentence, I like to break it up into chunks. So twice the number x is one chunk, is no more than is another chunk, and 6 is its own chunk. Now I like to look at each piece at a time. So let's look at twice the number x first. Twice the number x is just the same as 2x. When you see twice the number of something, you should think, oh, multiply by 2. So twice the number x is just going to be 2x. I'm going to skip the is no more than for now because I know that this is going to determine what inequality sign I'm going to use. I'm just going to go to the third piece. The third piece is 6. So I know that on one side of the inequality I'm going to have 2x. On the other side of the inequality I'm going to have 6. Now I just have to figure out which inequality sign to use. So the key phrase is no more than. To help me to do this, I like to think of a more simple example. If Miss Danielson in math class told you, well, kids, you can work in groups but you can have no more than 4 people. So if she told you that you can work in groups but there can be no more than 4 people in your group, that means you can have a group of 4, a group of 3, a group of 2, or a group of 1. But notice that all the numbers they're either 4 or they're less than 4. So same thing here. So 2x is no more than 6. So it can equal 6, but it cannot be greater than 6. So I need my less than or equal to symbol. So that's going to be my inequality. 2x is less than or equal to 6. A common mistake that students make is to make it 2x is greater than or equal to 6. But if it's greater than or equal to 6, it's going to be more than 6. So therefore, we need the less than or equal to symbol. Let's look at, I'm going to box that in because that's my answer. Let's look at the next one. So 8 subtracted from the number x is less than negative 10. Again, let's break it up into chunks. So 8 subtracted from the number x is less than, and then negative 10. That's my third chunk. So 8 subtracted from the number x, you should think subtraction. A common mistake students make is that they're going to put 8 minus x. However, that is incorrect. If something is subtracted from something else, okay, let's say I told you, well, let's say I asked you, what is 3 subtracted from 5? You would say 2, because you would think, well, 5 minus 3 is 2. Same thing here. 8 is being subtracted from x. So in my subtraction, I'm going to have to put the x first. So it's going to be x minus 8. So that's one chunk. So one side of the inequality is x minus 8. The other side is going to be negative 10. Okay? Now I just have to figure out which inequality symbol to use. Well, it's less than. So this is pretty simple. I just have to use the less than symbol. So now I have x minus 8 is less than negative 10. So that's my inequality for that second sentence. Let's go ahead and work a few more. In this third one, we have the number x. So the number x divided by negative 4 is at most negative 3. Okay? So number x divided by negative 4 is at most negative 3. So I broke it up into my chunks. The first piece is x divided by negative 4. that's pretty simple. We can just do x. Rather than using the division symbol, I'm going to use the fraction bar. So x divided by -4. And again, I like it this way better because whenever you get to high school, teachers are going to be expecting you to write division as a fraction bar. So now it's like, now we have x divided by -4. I know my other side of the inequality is -3. So now again, I just had to figure out my inequality symbol. So it says x divided by -4 is at most -3. That means x divided by -4 is not going to be more than -3. It could be -3, but it's not going to be greater than -3. So again, we are going to need the less than equal to symbol. Okay? So this tells me the x divided by -4 that the greatest possibility for this number is that it's going to be -3. So my solution here, so this would be my final answer. So x divided by -4 is less than or equal to -3. Okay? Because the biggest number that the biggest number that x divided by -4 can be is -3. So that's why you need the less than equal to symbol. All right, let's look at number 4. It says 20 less than twice the number j is at least 31. So 20 less than twice the number j is at least is my second one, and then 31 is my last one. So 20 less than twice the number j. Okay, so here you actually have two components. You have 20 less than, so your first component has two more components. You have the 20 less than, and then you also have the twice the number j. Okay. Less than tells me, okay, I'm going to have a subtraction in there. Whenever you see like a long phrase like this, I think it's easiest if you work from the back to the front. So let's just cover up the 20 less than. Let's just look at twice the number j. So twice the number j is just 2j. Okay? So again, whenever you have a long phrase, it's easiest to work backwards. So I'm working backwards, I get 2j for twice the number j. And the first part of it is 20 less than twice the number j. So if it's 20 less than twice the number j, that's the same as saying 2j minus 20. Again, most students like to put 20 minus 2j. However, that is incorrect. If I asked you what is 3 less than 5, again, you would just say 2 because you would do 5 minus 3. Same thing here. If I have 20 less than twice the number j, the twice the number j is going to be the first part, and then you're going to have that minus 20. So that's the first side of the inequality. The second side of the inequality, the other side, is just going to be 31. Now I just have to figure out my inequality symbol. So the key word here is, or the key phrase is at least. Is at least lets you know that it's going to be either 31 or greater than 31. It's like if I asked you, hey students, you need to do at least 5 problems. That means you can do 5 problems, 6 problems, 7 problems, but you can't do anything less than 5 problems. Same thing here. If 2j minus 20 is at least 31, it's got to be either equal to 31 or greater than 31. So you need a greater than equal to symbol. So 2j minus 20 is going to be greater than or equal to 31. And that's going to be my final answer for that part. Okay, let's look at 2 more. So for this next one, you have 20 is no greater than the sum of x and -4. I think you can do this one by yourself. So go ahead. So what I want you to do is you're going to pause the video, and then after you're done working out this problem by yourself, go ahead and unpause it and see if you get the correct answer. If you're still watching me, that means you probably haven't paused the video. Go ahead, pause the video, work number 5, and even go ahead and work number 6 on your own, and then you can press play again once you've done that. Okay, so for number 5, you have 20 is no greater than the sum of x and negative 4. So 20 is one chunk, is no greater than is another, and then the sum of a number x and negative 4 is my third piece. All right, so it's going to be 20, it's going to be one side of my inequality, and then the sum of x and negative 4 is the other side of the inequality. So sum tells you addition, so we have x plus negative 4. Okay? So now I just have to figure out my inequality symbol. So 20 is no greater than the sum than x plus negative 4. If it's no greater than this, then 20 is either equal to x plus negative 4, or it's going to be less than x plus negative 4. So the correct symbol would be the less than or equal to symbol. So my inequality would be 20 is less than or equal to x plus negative 4. Okay, let's do one more. I know this video is slightly longer than the other ones, but we're almost finished. So this next one is 2/3 of a number x is more than the sum of that number x and 8. Ooh, now you have x on both sides of the inequality. So again, let's first break this up. You have 2/3 of a number x is more than is my next one. And then my third piece is the sum of that number x and 8. So 2/3 of a number x, 2/3 of a number x is the same as saying 2/3 multiplied by x. Okay? So this first part is just going to be 2/3, 2/3 times x. And again, it's because when you're finding 2/3 of a number, you're actually multiplying 2/3 and that number together. So now you have 2/3 x. My other side, as for one side of my inequality, the other side of the inequality is going to be the sum of that number x and 8. So sum lets you know addition. So the other side of my inequality is going to be x plus 8. Okay? So it's going to be, so now I just have to figure out my inequality symbol. Is more than, that's pretty simple. You literally just do the greater than symbol. So now my inequality is going to be 2/3 x is greater than x plus 8. And that is my final answer. Okay, so for your practice problems, I want you to go ahead. I want you to translate the following sentences into inequalities. Then you're going to solve it, and then you're going to go ahead and graph the inequality. Okay, God bless you and have a good evening.